everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I was going to attempt to do like ranking all of the makeup products that I bought this year. Where are we now? But looking at everything, I don't know if I can rank them, but let's talk through them, right? Because I've got them now. This is everything in front of me I have bought this year, aside from eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow palettes will be in its own separate ranking video towards the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. But today I thought I would talk about everything else. Now, there might be some items missing here, or items that are obviously decluttered, or are no longer in my collection at some point, whether I finish them or whatever they're missing. So if you notice something missing, then that is the reason for it. And yeah, I think this is everything I purchased this year. It is shockingly shocking. It's just too much. But there also might be a few items here where I might have purchased them towards the end of last year, but in my mind it was this year. So I might be a little bit off on a couple of them. There's a few that I'm a little iffy about, but I'm not going to go through all of my emails and figure out when and where I purchased all of these. Most of them I remember, and then some of them is like a fog. So I'll try to do my best, but I thought it'd be fun to just see what I got this year and my thoughts on it, if I have even used it, anything like that. And yeah. I'm not doing my makeup inventory yet. I'm going to post that at the beginning of January because I might get more items come Christmas, and I just figured let's just wait so I can get some good numbers. Or bad numbers, really, to be honest, let's face it. But okay, let's get started. So I don't even know where to begin. I think I'm gonna start with lip products because they're all in front of me, and this is more lip products than I realized that I purchased this year. And I want to say last year I told myself that this 2022 would be a no-buy for lipsticks, lip products, any kind. And somehow I managed to completely ignore that. And I have quite a lot of lip products here. So, oh yes, and there's more right here too. I forgot about these. Okay, great. Let's get started. All right, let's start with bullet lipsticks because this is the smallest one, the smallest category. For some reason, I thought that I got 2 Oden's Eye lipsticks in my mystery box, but I can only find 1. So maybe I just got 1, and I also picked up 2 Nabla lipsticks as well. I did a Nabla purchase this year. So the Oden's Eye, I got in a mystery box, like I said, and this is the Love Jasmine shade. I think it's really nice. It's a really beautiful brown, but it does come across a little orange, and I kind of like it. I'm into that sort of color at the moment. Let me just do a little swatch. I really like this, and I really like bullet lipsticks. It's a creamy one. It's not full matte. So this has been a good purchase, as it were, even though I didn't pick it. I did buy the mystery box. So I did receive that. And then, like I said, I received also 2 Nabla lipsticks this year. Received, as if they sent it. I bought 2 Nabla lipsticks, let's be real. So the first shade is Time Flies, which I think is my favorite out of the 2. Now, they were on sale when I purchased them, so that's another reason why I got these shades. But this is a pure matte, but I really like this color. It's a really good autumn winter color, and it's not a color that I normally go for, but it's really nice. And then this one is Fool Me, and it's red, and it's really nice red, but it's just not one that I use all the time. And the sun has decided to come out. It's been gone, hidden in the clouds all day, and it's just decided to come out right when I'm filming, so that is great. All right, so just pull my curtain. I do like to film in natural lighting as best I can. Usually my artificial lights just don't look good. So, and now you can probably see the color a little bit better. So this Nabla one is really pretty. Actually, I think all 3 of these are wins in my mind. I do like them, and I'm happy to have them in my collection, even though they've added to my lipstick collection, which is already too big. Okay, next up is liquid lipsticks, and I seem to only have 2, which is good. So these are from Oden's Eye. I picked these. Why do I keep saying I picked these up? They arrived in my mystery box. I have the shade Ripe Papaya and Perfect Plum. So Perfect Plum is more of a plum color, I guess you could say. I honestly haven't really worn these too much. They're a little bit drying, as liquid lipsticks are. So this is Perfect Plum, Again, I think it's a really beautiful shade. It's just when liquid lipsticks dry down, they do end up being quite dry. I think Ripe Papaya is my favorite though. It's more of a nudie brown, and I really, really enjoy brown on my lips. I think so. This year in particular, I've definitely wanted to use more brown. So that's what those look like, and they're very beautiful. I like them. I'm just gonna wipe that off before it stains because they do stain. All right, next up we actually have lip liners. I don't usually use lip liners, but these are really good. I have found a lip liner where I really, really like the formula. So this is the NYX Line Loud lip pencil, and I have 2 of them, and I picked them up randomly. I don't know what made me do that. I picked them up in store. I just thought, okay, let me try it. So the shade that I like the most is called Trophy Life, and it is like a pinky mauvey shade. It's really nice. And then I have a red because I figured, well, if I'm gonna have lip liner, I need a red, and I think I've only used this maybe once. But it is a really nice red, and I think I like these because they're very soft, but they're not too soft, so they do keep their point, but they also don't hurt my lips when I line my lips, because some lip pencils hurt my lips when I line them. They're just too hard. So these are the perfect middle. I really, really like them, and the wearing power seems fine as well. So I did pick up some sets this year, and I'm really stupid when it comes to that. I shouldn't do that. I should just pick a shade that I like and not get a full lip set when I don't need to. But I did pick up the Fête de Provence set. So I picked up the Fête de Provence palette from Nomad, but I also picked up the lip kit, like lip set that came with it, which is 4 lip glosses. Do I need 4 lip glosses? Absolutely not. Have I used them? No. So I've only used 2 of them. I've actually only used these 2 so far, and I really, really enjoyed them. This one, it looks like it's a pinky nude, but it has that flip of gold. So beautiful. And this one actually is also really, really beautiful as well. So far so good with these 2. These 2 are much more like sparkly, and I'm a little bit more worried about these 2, but I have yet to really dive in and try them. I think I wore this one as my first impressions when I did my video, and this is the only one that I actually haven't tried myself. So yeah, I picked up these 4. I'm happy that I have them, but I don't need them. But I have not yet filmed a lip declutter. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, but if I do, I don't know if some of these survived. But yeah, these are all in my collection, and to be honest, I don't dislike any of them. So it's more about the fact that I didn't need them and why did I buy them, but they're still nice. Next up, I've got these Maybelline Lifter glosses. I actually have one in my bag. I'm being lazy and I didn't go get it for the video, but I picked up 3 of them. So I've got the shade Amber here. This is Amber. The one in my bag is the shade Reef, which is more of a pinky shade, and this one is more of an amber brown orange shade. It's what I have on my lips actually today. And then this one I haven't tried yet. This is the shade Ice, and it's more of that like neutral glossy icy shade. So I picked 3 of these up, as I said. So far, really, really, really love them, and I'm very, very happy that I picked those up. So those are not regret purchases at all yet, but still, did I need them? No. Next up, a set. I got the Hocus Pocus 2 from Colourpop. I got the full collection when I purchased it. So the palette, the highlighter, those creamy shadow shades, and the lips and the mascara. So let's talk about the lips. The lips, I wish they weren't in the kit. I really didn't like them at all. I tried them once, didn't enjoy them. A lot of people talk about them, and I don't know, I've seen people say that they're good, so maybe I need to try them again. I think there's only one that I haven't tried, but I wasn't impressed with the purple one. I think it was the purple one I wasn't impressed with, or the green one. But there is an orangey one that I haven't tried. But yeah, I have 3 of these that are still in the packaging because I haven't really accepted them into my collection yet, even though I've tried them, so they can't really go anywhere. So those 3 have joined. Unfortunately. Next up, I picked up 2 Kimchi lip glosses. So Honestly, these are really, really, really nice. I love these. So these are the High Key Gloss, and I have the shade Peachy Pink. This is stunning, stunning, stunning peachy pink. Love it, love it, love it. And then this red is so beautiful. It looks so vibrant. These are not the type of lip glosses like this, the goopy, sticky lip glosses that you would expect. They are more liquid lipsticks, but in lip gloss form. They stay shiny, they stay on the lips, they're so big. I mean, let me swatch them. They are so pigmented. I was blown away. Look at this red. Look at that red. It's not sheer red. I thought it might be a sheer red. It is so, so pigmented. And then this nude color is stunning. It's like a demi matte. You know the Huda Beauty demi mattes? It's like that. But they're called lip glosses. They're not liquid lipsticks, but they're just absolutely stunning. So I actually might look into more kimchi lip glosses like this. I just picked these two up because I really wanted to find a red that I enjoy, and this is amazing, and it doesn't dry down like a liquid lipstick. It's so beautiful and stunning, and I don't have the best lips to wear red, but when I wore them in my Pan Those Eyeshadows video, I thought my lips looked pretty decent, and they were like bright red. So I love that. And I love this one. So those two are really, really good purchases of mine, and I would recommend anyone looking into kimchi lip glosses like that. And then the last lip item that I purchased this year that I know of, that I can remember, is from NYX. This is Milky Gloss. And this is stunning. I only picked up one shade because the shade that I wanted to get wasn't in store when I was looking. I picked this up in England. This is the Salted Caramel shake, and I'm actually really happy that I picked this up. It is a stunning, stunning peachy nude. I can't tell you how beautiful. This is a beautiful gloss. So beautiful, and it is pigmented again. It's not the same formula as the kimchi, but they're not too dissimilar. It's just a little bit lighter, a little bit more lightweight. These are pretty thick formulas for a lip gloss. This is more like a lip gloss formula, but it has that beautiful tint and color that a lot of lip glosses are thin, and they just don't have that. So to be honest, I've had a really good luck with some lip glosses recently. I think the Maybelline lifters are great. The kimchi lip glosses are amazing, and then NYX is really good, although I've only tried the one. The Nomad ones are beautiful, but they're not your everyday. They're a lot more sparkly, and they're sort of in your face. And I'm just not a fan of those ColourPop ones, unfortunately. So yeah, those are all the lip products that I got this year, which is kind of crazy. So that's like 3 bullets, 2 liquid lipsticks, 2 lip pencils, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lip glosses. 13 lip glosses. I'm pretty disgusted with myself. But anyway, let's move on. All right, next up we'll talk about single highlighters, whether they're cream or powder. They're just the single compact highlighters, because I am going to talk about some face palettes that I bought this year, which have highlighters, or they're highlighter palettes, but I'm going to group them in the face palette section of the video. So these are just highlighters that I bought this year. Why did I do it? I will try to go through it and we'll figure it out ourselves. But the first one that I have on the top here, this is in no particular order, by the way, is the Becca Champagne Pop. I was curious. I wanted to know why everyone loved this so much. So I picked it up myself. I think it was on offer when I picked it up, but this is through the Smashbox. So this is not like the original Becca. It is the re-release through Smashbox. Honestly, it's a beautiful highlighter, but I don't get the hype. I just think it's a beautiful highlighter. Do I think it's the best highlighter that I have in my collection? No. I could do a ranking all my highlighters. I did that last year. It was kind of fun. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful highlighter. I picked that up. I did get some use out of it. I had it in the Shop My Stash, so it hasn't just been sitting there not being used. So I definitely tried my best to use it and try to see what the hype was. But I have yet to fall in love with it. But I'm not at the point where I'm going to get rid of it, because there's nothing wrong with it, and it's beautiful. Next up, I've got a Catrice highlighter. This is the More Than Glow highlighter. This one's stunning. I love putting this in my inner corner. I just really thoroughly enjoy this highlighter. It is also very affordable. Look at that. It's so much more blinding than that Becca one. I'll just put them side by side and you can see. So this is the Becca, which is a lot more subtle and probably your everyday. And then look at this. This is the Catrice. Very beautiful. I think it's I don't know, I wouldn't say it's underrated, because I think for a drugstore, a lot of people say it's good, or I heard about it, that's why I picked it up. So it's not underrated, but it's just very affordable. So I just think it's a very nice highlighter. And then I also picked up another Catrice. I think this was really early on in the year. And this again is a good inner corner, if it will focus. There you go. You can see I actually was getting a really nice dent in this. This is not that different. Actually, no, this one's a more white base. You can see this one is a lot more white base than this one, but they still have that shine, and more shine than the Champagne Pop, but that's fine. I honestly, all three of these I really like, especially the Catrice. I think those are really nice. I think if something's going to be quite cheap and affordable, but still amazing quality, then I'm always going to veer towards that one over the more expensive, overhyped one. It's just what it is. Okay, next up, as I said, I picked up some stuff from Nabla, and I wanted to try their highlighter, their baked highlighter, and this is the one that I tried, which is Ozone. This is stunning, absolutely stunning. Look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to put it here. So I'll put it right next to that Catrice. So that's the Ozone, and then we've got Catrice, Catrice, Champagne Pop. Look at that, that's even more beautiful than the Catrice, I feel like. So Nabla definitely won me over this year. It's the first time I tried them, and I think I like everything that I tried, so big props. And then we go to my disappointment. This is from Odin's Eye. I got this in the mystery box. This is the Norns Mesmerizer Veil of Future, and it is more of a golden highlighter. I was kind of interested in it because it had some of that purple, so I thought, ooh, it's going to be more of like a pinky purpley one, but it's actually more gold, which is not really my preference. And I don't think the impact is all that good. It's a little bit sparkly, and it's getting a hard pan, so there's a lot of bad stuff for this one. I'm going to put it over here. So that's where it is. Can you see it? Can't even see it. So we got Champagne Pop, and then we got it right here. So it doesn't have that much impact compared to the rest. So that might be a chopping block one, to be honest with you. Wasn't really happy with all of my Odin's Eye mystery box purchases, to be honest. But yeah, let me just wipe my hand for the next two. So next up, I picked up this highlighter from Soda. I've never tried Soda, but I do see a lot of their products on Beauty Bay, and I picked this up when I did a Beauty Bay order a few months ago. And this is the Pressed Powder Show Yourself. And it's the Frozen 2 one, I guess, or is that just the Frozen one? I'm not sure. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. It's more of it's a very white based with a pink. Yeah, very white based. It's really nice, but it's definitely for the winter, I would say, but definitely one of those blinding beautiful ones. So again, I was actually pleasantly surprised with this. I've never tried Soda, like I said, and I really, really enjoyed that one. And then the last but not least, as I said, I got the Hocus Pocus 2 collection, and it came with a Super Shock highlighter. So I have used this, and it's nice, but it does have that hint of lime green to it. So it's not something that you can use all the time. You can see how green it is, but it is interesting, and it is quite beautiful. So I'm not complaining. It's just kind of it's got a yellow to it. Look at that. It's a special shade for special occasions, I would say. It's even got blue. It's got green in some lights. Actually, where is it? Where is it? I saw some blue. I don't think you're gonna see it, but there is blue to it. It's kind of amazing, but yeah, if I'm looking at it down here, it's blue, but you can't see that, but it is very beautiful. So unlike the lip products that I got from the kit, I do think the Super Shock highlighter is really cool and interesting. So I'm glad that I picked this up, and I'm glad that it was in the whole collection when I purchased it. So those are all of the single highlighters that I got this year, and that totals to 7, which is still really, really high. Okay, moving on to bronzers. I think I did actually pretty well with bronzers because I'm only seeing 4 in front of me. And these are single bronzers, so I'm not including any bronzer that would be in a face palette. These are just single bronzers. And there are 3 cream bronzers here and 1 baked powder one. So so long as I haven't forgotten anything, I think this is all I've purchased this year, which is pretty cool. So let me start with these, I'll start with these two. So I picked up the Sosu cream bronzer stick. This is really nice, I really like it. It's more like it's like a contour color, but I like to use it as a bronzer. Sometimes I like to go warm, and sometimes I like to go cool. So this is a really nice one. This is the shade Contour Cool, so there you go. I actually really like Sosu Jackson, at least the stuff that I've tried, I really have enjoyed it. And I want to say that I bought this year, but this might be one of the items where I bought it right at the end of last year. I don't remember. But I have a little mini of the Milk bronzer here, and this one is in the shade Baked, and it might have been this year, it might have been last year. It might have been last year, to be honest, I'm not sure, but this is what this one looks like. So that's what that's looking like, and yeah, it's nice. It's not my favorite. So did I need to buy it? No. Did I buy it because of the hype? Yes, absolutely. I'm really glad I got the mini one though and not a big one, because that would have taken me a really long time to finish. And then the next bronzer that I have here is the Nabla Skin Bronzing baked bronzer, and this is in the shade Dune, and this is probably my favorite bronzer in my collection, I would say. It's definitely up there. If it's not my favorite, it's going to be my second or third. It's definitely in the top 3. It is just so cool, so stunning. It's like the perfect color for me, and it's pretty pigmented. It's just a beautiful, I just put that over that highlighter. Okay, never mind. But it still is a beautiful color for me, because I don't like bronzers that are too yellow or too warm. But at the same time, if they're too cool, then it just doesn't work out. This is like the perfect middle ground neutral bronzer for me, and I'm so happy that I purchased that. And then last but not least is actually the last bronzer that I did buy. Just a few months ago, I picked up the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. I splashed out because this is terribly expensive, and I'm glad I did because it's actually really beautiful. And out of my cream bronzers, is probably my favorite. I think this might be, I don't know, it's between this one and the ABH. I was going to include ABH in this video, but I do think I bought the ABH last year. I do think so. I might be wrong. But anyway, I bought this a couple months ago and I'm really enjoying it. So it's definitely my favorite cream bronzer, if not my second favorite. So yeah, I only got 4 bronzers this year only. I feel like that's better than what it could have been. So and to be honest, all of these, I don't hate any of these. So that's like the point, right? I'm trying to buy items that I feel like I will enjoy, and they're not all impulse. I think the lip products, a lot of them were impulse buys. For the most part, they worked. Some of them didn't work. The highlighters, for the most part, I actually like all of them, and same for the bronzers. So that is really cool as well. I have 5 concealers here and 1 color corrector. So yeah, and I think I bought all of these this year. I think this one's the only one that I'm iffy on. I might have had this at the end of last year, and if I did, then just won't include it. But this is the L'Oreal Infallible. Picked it up. I think it's fine. It works just fine. I also picked up the NYX Bear With Me concealer. I don't really like this, and I don't really get the hype. So out of all the ones that I purchased, this is my least favorite, the weakest link. And then this is the Catrice True Skin High Coverage Concealer. Really love this. I think it's really nice. So that one I definitely think is nicer than that NYX one. I also tried Wet n Wild this year. I picked up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Really enjoy this one as well. And this is a repurchase. I repurchased the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And to be honest, I'm all happy with all those, apart from the NYX Bear With Me. I didn't need to buy it, but I will finish it. I'm not going to declutter it. And also, I picked up another color corrector. This is a green color corrector, and this is from the brand My Label. It's just a drugstore brand here in Portugal, and I picked it up, and it's fine. It works fine for when I need it, which is not all the time. All right, moving on to foundation. I don't know if this is, oh wait. Oh, I missed a concealer. This one. This was in my Shop My Stash. This is the ABH Magic Touch Concealer, so I also picked this one up as well. So I actually bought 6 concealers this year, plus a color corrector, which is not great. Okay, next up, we'll go to foundation. And to my knowledge, as best as I can remember, I think I've only bought 4, which is pretty good because all the rest, I feel like I had them previously. So again, I might be wrong. I might be missing one. My memory is just a bit fuzzy. So first one here is Wet n Wild. Like I said, I tried Wet n Wild this year and I picked up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation. Love this foundation. It's one of my favorites. This is a more recent one. I picked the In Real Life foundation from Revolution recently, and this is super, super matte. High coverage, very, very drying, but if you prime enough and you're moisturized enough, it's not too bad, but that's coming from an oily to combination skin. If you have dry skin already, I would not recommend this foundation, but I actually don't mind it. And then I picked up these 2 from NYX. I've got the Bear With Me Tinted Veil. This is amazing. One of my favorite foundations that I have tried in a very, very long time. The color is really, really good. Again, if you haven't moisturized enough, it can sometimes be a little drying. Not all the time. It's just if you have dry skin, definitely make sure you're primed enough or moisturized enough before you use that, in my opinion. And then I have the Born to Glow, which I think is nice. I don't have a true opinion about this one. I'm just not sure. That doesn't mean I don't like it. It doesn't mean that I dislike it at all, but it kind of means that I just don't know. I mean, I knew straight away I liked this foundation. It worked great. I knew straight away that this was super, super, super matte and super high coverage, and you know, it is drying, but actually it works with my skin. I knew that I loved the Wet n Wild straight away. This one, I don't know. So is that a bad thing? Probably. I just don't know. I don't know if I like it enough to warrant the price of it and the hype for it. So this is the only one where I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's just an average foundation for me. As far as like, I'm happy with all the purchases. Yeah, I think so. I don't think there are any duds here. You will notice that there are 2 missing in this category, and I did declutter them. So if you haven't watched my face-based declutter, I actually did declutter these 2, which is the Essence Hydro Hero 24-Hour Hydrating Tinted Cream. This peels on my skin. It's absolutely disgusting. I would never, never, never tell anyone to buy this because it is the worst foundation I've ever tried in my life. And then I also decluttered this Skin Paradise from L'Oreal. The color is just off. This is a tinted water cream. It's in the shade medium. I just should learn my lesson. I can't go for medium tinted creams or medium foundations or anything of the sort. It just always pulls too orange for my skin tone. So I decluttered these 2 in my most recent declutter. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that. But that's a spoiler. So yeah, I did actually purchase 6 foundations, but I decluttered 2. So I'm really happy with these 4 that I have left and that I have purchased this year. Okay, moving on, we will go to primers next. So I have 6 primers here. I don't think I decluttered any primers this year that I purchased this year that I can think of. And I also have an eyeshadow primer base here. So let me start with that one because it's just on its own. I did pick up the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer. I actually kind of like it. I always have it out in front of me when I do my eye makeup. I don't use it all the time, but I use it occasionally. And I do think that it's nice to have that one and the NYX Glitter Glue. They kind of serve different purposes for me. This one is just for the you know, your whole lid, and then NYX Glitter Glue I kind of just pick if I want you know, some extra sparkle on my lids from Shimmer. All right, moving on to all the primers that I purchased. This is a repurchase from this year. I finished all the trio elves that I had and I wanted the poreless one again, so I repurchased this and I'm happy that I did because I really like it. I picked up the collection Filter Finish Gorgeous Glow Complexion Boosting Primer and Illuminator. Gosh, what a long one. Long-winded title. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, which also has a really long title, and I think it is a very, 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 very good dupe. I think they're very, very similar. So I'm happy with that one. And I also picked up this NYX Plump Right Back Up. This is amazing. I really, really love it. It's probably my favorite primer that I own in my collection at the moment. This one and the Paulus are my two favorites, but this was a surprise to me. It is really, really nice. Next up, I picked up the Bobbi Brown primer. This is really luxurious. I don't use it all the time. I do use it in my Shop My Stash. Obviously, I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to like hold on to it because it's expensive, because then it would just be a waste of money because it will go bad. So this is really nice. I splashed out. I shouldn't have purchased such an expensive primer. I shouldn't have purchased any primers at all, to be honest. But I wanted to try this for the longest time, and I let myself buy it this September. And then two more that I picked up. I picked up a Nabla primer. This is the Radiant Plumping Serum Primer. So I bought this with all the other Nabla stuff I got, and this is probably the weakest product that I got in that haul, just because it's beautiful, but it's a little bit too shiny. Like it's got some sparkle to it, and I don't know, it didn't wow me, and it was quite pricey. So it might be like a regret purchase that I have in the back of my mind, but also I haven't fully used it enough to really justify me having that opinion about it. I think I've only used it twice. So I need to use it more before I really judge it. But out of all the ones that I have tried from Nabla, in terms of all the products that I've tried from Nabla this year, this is probably at the bottom so far. And then the last but not least is the W7 Glow Prime, which actually could be the least because I haven't even tried this one. So I decided to keep it. I did go through primers in my declutters, so you'll have to watch and see what happened with those. But this one I decided to keep because I haven't tried it yet. So I don't have an opinion about it. It is one of my more recent purchases. I bought it in September, but still that was quite a while away, and I still need to try it. Okay, let's move on to setting sprays, because I do have a setting spray that technically is a primer. It's like one of those, you know, face sprays, but I keep it with my setting sprays. So I've got 4 here, which sounds about right. I think I've only purchased 4 this year. Yeah, I think that's about right. So this first one is actually more of a primer, I think. This is from Essence, and it's the Happy Bliss Face Spray. Feel energized and hydrated with citrus fruit extract. So to be honest, I should probably just put this with my primers, but I don't know, I put it with my sprays. So I picked that one up. I think I've maybe sprayed it once and that's it, so I don't really have an opinion about it. This is the W7, the Dewy Fixer Setting Spray. This one I've been using in my Shop My Stash, and it's really, really nice. I actually really, really enjoy this, and it was so affordable. So I would absolutely repurchase this. I think the spray bottle also is really nice. This one is another one from Essence. This is the Fix and Last 18-Hour Makeup Fixing Spray, and I thoroughly enjoyed it this year, to be honest. Again, I had it in my Shop My Stash and really, really enjoyed it. And then my most expensive one that I bought is, I bought a MAC one. This is the Matte Fix Setting Spray. And it's nice. I do like it. I think the spray could be better. I think the sprays on these cheaper brands is actually better than this one. So that's a little bit like, okay, because this kind of spits at you, and these are more of a spray, and I like more of the spray as opposed to the spitting. But you know, as an actually setting spray, it's really good. So I think that's it for setting sprays. Let's get to blush. So again, this is single compact blush, not any blush that's in a face palette, because I will get to those. So the first one I have here, I believe I bought this right at the beginning of the year, is one of the MAC Glow Play blushes, one of their cream blushes. This is the So Natural shade, and I really, really enjoy it. I kind of need to use it more because it is actually stunning, and I really need to get more use out of it. It is so, so beautiful. So this one I've really, really enjoyed. It's just got a beautiful like peachiness to it. I don't know, I really like it. It's very natural. It's just not in your face, and I like those blushes now. I also picked up another MAC. This is more recent though. I picked this up in September, and this is the Fairly Precious Extra Dimension blush. This one is stunning as well. Obviously it's not a cream one. It is more of that shiny, peachy orange base, but it's still really beautiful. Love these two. Then I have this one. This is probably my most disappointing purchase, I want to say, of this year in terms of blush. This is from Kiko Milano. It's the It's the Blossoming Beauty. It's hard to read, so I'm just trying to read it. Multi-finish floral blush, and it's in the shade Lovely Mauve. It is really, really beautiful. I think the problem I have with this is I don't like mauve blush. I have not found any time in this year so far, the year's like over, I have not found any time this year to actually enjoy this blush and enjoy the color. And I thought that I would come fall, but I have no interest in wearing this at the moment. So maybe it's more of a spring color for me. I mean, it looks like I could wear it today, but whenever I wear it, it looks too pink. It doesn't look that pink here, but it just pulls very pink on my cheeks. And it's just not my favorite color, even though the compact is so stunning. And I really like Kiko Milano. They usually kill with the compact and the embossment and everything like that. It's probably, yeah, it's my most disappointing blush this year, unfortunately. And then I have another Nabla purchase. This is, again, one of their skin glazing finishes, and this is the shade Truth. This is stunning. This is probably one of my favorite blushes that I have tried ever. It is so, so stunning. But this one is incredibly pigmented, so you don't need a lot because it can look a little bit too much. It's very similar to the MAC, but just way more pigmented. Just way more pigmented. So I had to be really careful with this, otherwise my whole face goes that color. And I have had times where I've had to wipe it off and redo it because I've gone too heavy-handed. So you have to be pretty light-handed with that one. And then next up, I actually didn't buy this. My mum bought this, but she left it here. She didn't take it with her when she went back to England. She came to visit in February. This is the Yes Love Blush Palette. And it's just from the Chinese store. I couldn't even tell you the brand, but it honestly is really beautiful. I'm trying it in my Shop My Stash and I feel really bad just saying I don't even know what this is. It is actually really beautiful. It's not like the nicest quality, but as a color itself, you can see I'm really into this peach. This peach color is my vibe right now. It's actually really beautiful. It has a shine. It's not as pigmented as the Nabla, so it's easier to work with, and I appreciate that a lot. And to be honest, I like it. I thought, oh, maybe I'll just declutter it, but I can't. It's actually really beautiful color, and I can't declutter it. So out of all the blushes, yeah, I'm actually really happy with all of them except for the Kiko Milano one, which is the biggest disappointment, and probably one of the biggest disappointments of the year, I want to say. If we're not talking about eyeshadow palettes, I would say it's definitely up there in the biggest disappointing products of the year so far that I have tried. Okay, let's move on to face powders. I think one of these I might have purchased the end of last year. I don't know. So let me just talk about it really quickly because I might have. This is from NYX. It's the Duochromatic Powder Illuminating Powder. I don't recall when I bought this. It was either the beginning of this year or the end of last year, but I really, really enjoy it. I have a feeling it was the end of last year now that I think about it, but it is really stunning. It's a highlighter, but I use it as a skin finish. And so I put it with my powders. And then I also picked up this NYX one. This is the HD one. And this is definitely a finishing powder. It is stunning. It's translucent. It just, you know, I can't really swatch anything because it is basically translucent, but it makes your skin look amazing. So that one is definitely a happy purchase of mine. And then last but not least is the Nabla Close Up. And this one I really, really love, but unfortunately I do think it expired and everyone's telling me to get rid of it. I actually just want to pan it. So I'm going to try to pan it as best as I can until it gets to the point where it's actually rancid and disgusting. So I don't think I'm there yet, but I might be getting there close. So I'm going to pan as much as I can because it is beautiful, beautiful powder. I just think it was expired when they sent it to me, so which is pretty, pretty bad. Okay, I've got a few miscellaneous here. I actually picked up these are two freckle pens. So I got one from She Glam, which is more of the felt tip, which I find a little bit hard to work with, I'm not gonna lie. It looks nice, but it's a little hard to work with. And actually, I picked up this one, which I just tried today because I completely forgot about it. This is from So Sue Jackson, and it's a pen. And I actually used it today, and I think it works great, and it was so easy to use. So if you're looking for a freckle pen, This is the Be Speckle Freckle Pen from Sosu Jackson. I think this is really, really cool, and I don't know, I mean, I literally just dotted it around. It didn't really do too much to make it look realistic or anything, but I didn't really need to, and this is such a faff. Like, the SheGlam is such a faff, and I just forgot that I got this pen one. So yeah, purchase these two. SheGlam is kind of annoying, but the Sosu Jackson is very, very easy to use, and I think it's kind of nice. So yeah, a little bit iffy about the SheGlam. And if you can pick up the Sosu one, I would definitely do that. And then I also picked up a NYX eyeliner. This is just a white eyeliner. I wanted a white eyeliner, so I picked this up this year. I didn't pick up any other eyeliners this year, so I'm happy about that because I have too many. But yeah, I wanted a white one, and it's really nice. I do. I like NYX lip liners and eyeliners, apparently. All right, next up we've got mascaras. So mascaras, for some reason, I bought a lot of mascaras this year. I have 4 here. I did pick up, I think, 2 gift with purchase ones, so I'm not including those because I don't think it's fair because I didn't go out and buy them. But let me just start with this one. So this came in the Hocus Pocus 2 collection. This is a mascara. I have yet to try this because I don't like opening mascara if I'm not going to use it. I like to just have 1 or 2 open at once and not all of them, because then they'll just all dry out and it'll be all a waste of money. So this one I have yet to try, but it looks interesting. I picked this one up because it just popped up on my screen all the time and I just couldn't avoid it. It's the MAC Stack mascara. I don't know if it's any good. I haven't opened it, but I did pick this one up, and eventually I will use it. I also picked up this W7 Lashtastic False Lash Effect mascara. I actually picked this up because when I was in England, I felt like I needed a mascara, but because the mascara that I took with me, which was a Catrice mascara, which I've now finished and decluttered, was like just going everywhere. And I was like, I need to pick up a mascara. So I picked up a mascara, but I never ended up opening it. So I've got that one. And I've also got this one. I picked it up at the same time. This is the Rimmel London Wonder Extension Mascara, which I believe I've already purchased before in my previous life off of YouTube. I just do not remember. So I have 4 mascaras here that I have purchased this year, plus I think 2 more that were gift with purchases, 1 from a beauty box, I think. So I've got plenty of mascaras. I do not want to buy any more mascara. I usually always have plenty of mascara to last me for the year. Like, this will last me for the year next year, so I shouldn't buy any mascara, to be honest. And then the last category that I'm going to talk about are face palettes. And then, as I said, for my eyeshadow palettes, I will be talking about those in a separate ranking video, along with any single shadows that I purchased this year. So in no particular order, I do have the Revlon Photo Ready Galaxy Dream palette here. This one I actually been testing out in my Shop My Stash currently now. It's got 4 highlighters. You can see all the different colors. You got the green, the blue, more of like the purpley, and then the more neutral one. I've tried all 4 of them now actually, and they're all really beautiful. I don't have any bad thing to say about it, other than some of these colors are not colors that you would want to use all the time, but I also think that they're not crazy blinding, and you can make them work. Like, I just did a tiny little swatch, and you can't even see some of them. You can only see the blue one actually. But it does show up on the skin, I do swear that. And it is subtle enough that it's not super blinding, but I do think it can look kind of beautiful and stunning as well if you do want a blinding look. So that one's not been too bad. I have enjoyed looking at that and working with it. Another palette that I picked up this year, which I feel like it's been longer than a year, but actually definitely was this year, is the Natasha Denona Bronze Cheek palette. And this is where you have the 2 creams and the 2 powders. As you can see, I actually hit pan in this one. I've really enjoyed this palette. I would like to actually pan these, expand this pan more and pan this shade next year. And this is a pretty nice bronzing shade. It's a little bit deep, but it's quite nice. I've made it work. And then this highlighter is not too bad either. So yeah, this has been a really nice palette for me to use and play around with. So I've been enjoying that. I also have another highlighting palette here. This is from Douglas, which is a beauty store here. I think it's a European beauty store, but there's a lot of it around in Portugal. I have to be careful because one of these shades popped out. I don't remember which ones. I have to be careful and hold it this way. But you've got some blush shades, you've got highlighters, and some bronzy shades. I've tried all of these shades in a Shop My Stash, like no pan left behind style. I've used this palette at least 10 times. I think I used it even more because I was enjoying it so much. And I honestly really liked this shade, which is the more of the blush shade. I liked the bronzy shade, and I liked some of these highlights. So as a highlighting palette, I'm very, very happy with it. I think it's really beautiful. And I don't know what it is about palettes, but I just like having palettes to use. I don't know what it is about me, but it's just something that I like. So you can see that is a pretty nice bronzing shade. Obviously quite shiny. It's not a matte bronzer at all, but I don't know if you can see those. Probably not. This is not supposed to be a swatching video, but I felt like doing it. Okay, two more. I've got the Peachy from She Glam. This is the 3D Pro Face palette. This one I've really enjoyed. You do get a cream shade, and then you've got 3 powder shades. This is obviously a blush topper. I actually want to hit pan in this and get some more use out of this because I do enjoy it. It's a little bit lighter weight than some that I have, but I really do like this peach shade. And these highlighters are okay. The cream shade is just okay as well. So it's not like my favorite palette, but look at that. That's like a yellow. It's like a yellow highlighter shade, which is crazy. That's all of them there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but that is that peach shade, which I love, which is very similar to all of the other peach blush shades that I've been working on this year. So you can see why I like it. And then last but not least is my Sculpt Power from W7. And this one I picked up because I heard it was a good dupe for the Benefit palette that's very similar to this. So you got the bronzer, which is probably supposed to be a dupe for the Hoola. And then you've got a really nice blush down here. You've got a blush topper and a highlighter. This is a really beautiful palette. I actually have really enjoyed it. Again, I've used it in the Shop My Stash, and I'm very, very happy with it. So as you can see, most of my purchases here I'm actually really happy with. There's only a few duds. You know, I think where I really fell down is in the lip department because I bought those sets. I didn't need to get the Hocus Pocus set where I got all those lip products, and I knew I was going to get the lip products and I got it anyway. I didn't need to get the Nomad set where I got the lip products, but I got them anyway. But as far as everything I've meticulously picked out myself or stumbled upon myself, I've actually enjoyed them for the most part. There's only maybe a handful of items that I don't really like, but I'm not ready to part with yet, and only a few that I still haven't yet to try. So I'm actually really happy with the fact that I like everything for the most part. Am I happy that I bought so much? Absolutely not. This is way too much makeup to buy in a year, and I really don't want to buy the same amount of makeup come 2023. So I will do my makeup inventory. We'll start fresh. We'll see where we are at the beginning of January and try to see where my biggest problems are, which I pretty much know where they are. And it's going to be lip products. It's going to be primers. It might be face palettes at this point. I have far too many highlighters. So yeah, I actually have problems in a lot of categories, which is pretty much where it was last year. But we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. And I will do an eyeshadow palette ranking of all the eyeshadow palettes that I have bought this year. So that will be its own separate video. Otherwise this video was going to be horrendously long. And as you can see, like, it would be impossible for me to rank these because they're all just different products. I don't think I could. But individually I could do a highlighter ranking. I could do a blush ranking if you want to see that. So just let me know if that interests you. I did do it last year. I could bring it back. I'm sure my preferences have changed, and I will obviously include everything else that I have in my collection, not just stuff that I bought this year. So we could just go through it together if you want me to do that. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.